Every year, more than 2 billion kilograms of sheep's wool are harvested worldwide. Do you know why? That wool is transformed into the warm clothes, blankets, and scarves that millions of us use every winter. But have you ever wondered how raw sheep's wool becomes such soft, high-quality fabric? Today, we're going to explore the entire process. And for that, we're heading to New Zealand, the world's third largest wool producer. First, let's see how wool is removed from the sheep. The process begins by gathering the sheep into a holding area. Each sheep is carefully inspected to evaluate the color and quality of its fleece. Then comes the job of professional wool cutters, known as shearers. Using specialized electric shearing machines, they carefully remove the wool without hurting the sheep. A skilled shearer can shear more than 250 sheep in a single day, spending only 1 to 2 minutes on each animal. The key is to keep the sheep calm and properly positioned throughout the process. In New Zealand, the shearing starts with the wool from the sheep's belly, since it's usually shorter and dirtier, making it less valuable. Next comes the clean white fleece from the back, which is considered the highest quality. The shearer carefully works across the sheep's body, making one long cut along the spine before trimming the wool around the face and ears. Once one sheep is finished, the shearer immediately moves on to the next, earning payment for every sheep shorn. After shearing, the fleece is spread out on a large sorting table where workers remove dirty or low-quality sections. The remaining premium wool is rolled into bundles and prepared for transport. Meanwhile, the sheep are left much lighter and more comfortable, especially during the warmer months. The wool bundles are then sent to a cleaning facility. At the factory, the bundles are opened and fed into a machine that shakes and loosens the fibers, removing dust and debris, which helps lower production costs. Next, the wool enters an opening machine filled with comb-like teeth and mesh rollers. These separate the fibers while knocking away dirt, soil, and plant material trapped inside the fleece. The cleaned fibers are then washed in large tanks filled with hot water maintained at 77 to 82 degrees Celsius. A mild detergent is added to dissolve the natural lanolin oils and remaining dirt. Each washing tank is equipped with a drainage system that removes dirty water while allowing clean water to flow continuously from the final tank toward the first. The first 3 tanks use soapy water to remove grease, while the final 3 tanks rinse the wool thoroughly. Using too much detergent isn't beneficial. Too little soap leaves dirt behind, while too much can leave sticky residue and damage the wool's quality. By the 4th tank, the water has already become much cleaner. In the final rinse, the water is so clear that the bottom of the tank is visible. Once washed, the wool is ready for drying. The wet wool enters a large hot air drying chamber. Powerful fans circulate warm air through rotating drums, allowing the wool to dry quickly while occupying minimal space. After drying, the wool undergoes another inspection. Workers carefully remove any remaining contaminants such as colored fibers or foreign materials. The wool then passes through a dust removal machine to eliminate any leftover particles. At this stage, the wool has been completely transformed from a dirty fleece into a clean raw material ready for manufacturing. The moisture and oil content are measured to ensure consistent quality before the wool is compressed into bales and shipped to textile mills. At the textile factory, the manufacturing process begins by opening the wool bales and sorting the fibers according to their intended use. Different types of wool are blended in carefully measured proportions to achieve the desired texture and performance. The blended wool then goes through a carding machine. Metal brushes comb the fibers until they are perfectly straight and aligned. These aligned fibers are formed into thin strands called slivers. The slivers are fed into spinning machines where they are twisted together to produce yarn. Before weaving, the yarn is wound neatly onto large spools. Now comes the weaving process. The yarn is arranged in 2 directions. The lengthwise threads are called the warp, while the crosswise threads are known as the weft. The warp provides strength and structure to the fabric, while the weft creates patterns and designs. Different colored warp threads can also be used to produce decorative effects. Before weaving can begin, every warp thread must pass through a tiny opening called a heddle. These heddles move up and down, creating space for the weft thread to pass through. Setting up a loom for a new fabric is a detailed process that often takes up to 2 days. Once the loom is ready, the warp and weft interlock continuously to create the finished fabric. After weaving, the fabric is carefully inspected for defects. Any loose fibers or imperfections are removed by hand using scissors or tweezers to maintain premium quality. If the fabric is designed with decorative fringes, selected threads are intentionally left unwoven at the edges. These threads are twisted together and tied, creating elegant tassels that hang beautifully after washing. The fabric then undergoes a shrinkage process. It's immersed in hot water and gently agitated, causing the wool fibers to tighten and become denser. This makes the finished fabric warmer, softer, and more durable. The fabric is washed once again to improve softness. Protective treatments are also applied to help resist insects, and some fabrics receive additional processing to make them machine washable. For solid-colored blankets and textiles, dyeing takes place after weaving, allowing manufacturers to produce a wide range of colors based on customer demand. Finally, the fabric arrives at the sewing factory. Here, it's cut into products like blankets, scarves, and other woolen items. The edges are stitched neatly, labels are attached, and every product undergoes a final quality inspection. Once everything meets the required standards, the finished wool products are ready to provide warmth, comfort, and style to people around the world. So that's the complete journey of sheep's wool, from a fleece on a sheep in New Zealand to the warm clothing and blankets we use every day. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more fascinating technical stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in the next adventure.